Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. I hope that you are doing amazing. Today we're going to be talking about 15 eyeshadow palettes that I want to take with me into the new year and start using. Some of these are newer palettes and some of these are older palettes, but I want to be intentional with the palettes that I use next year. So if you want to see the palettes that I'll be talking about, and I have quite a few right on here, well then you know what to do. Just keep on watching. Okay, so I have 15 palettes here and I split them into older palettes and newer palettes. So we'll start with the olds because new is always more exciting, but I went through my collection and I pulled out items that I haven't used in a while, particularly in like the last 6 months or even the year, with the intention of using them. I've mentioned in my previous videos that I have a makeup cart where I alternate and kind of just like switch out products to make sure that I'm using everything that I have. So these are definitely palettes that are going to make their way on there for January, February to just get some use out of. So let's get started with the older palettes. The first one that I have right on in here is going to be the Artist Couture Supreme Nudes. I remembered I love this one so much. I didn't expect to love it as much, but the quality is A1. It performs so beautiful. The colors are amazing for everyday looks. I remember this being a staple product that I used for quite a while, but as I get new items, sometimes other hidden gems get like stored away, but I know I loved this one, so I'm really excited to just dive on right in with it. The next one I have on here is quite an oldie one, and that's going to be the Urban Decay Born to Run. Who remembers this one? This was their largest palette, I believe, and this color story was everything. I remember it being all the rage here on YouTube, tons of reviews and looks with it. I do believe that other brands have like better formulas than Urban Decay, but I still do love kind of just like the inspiration that you get from looking at this. Like you can create a pink look, an orangey look, a purple look, some green look. So I'm really excited to just dive on right in with this one and just be inspired by my older palettes to create new looks. Next up, we have this massive NYX Utopia palette. This is their Ultimate Utopia, and I remember my older sister and I bought this one at the same time, and I thought the color story was just so pretty and perfect for fall. I might have purchased this last year or the year before, but I haven't gotten quite as much use out of it. I don't know, there's something about like larger palettes that I don't typically like gravitate towards, and I don't know why, because larger palettes typically usually have a lot more color options, but maybe that's why you kind of just look at it and can become overwhelmed. But I do like looking at palettes in sections, so just kind of like breaking them off to kind of create smaller or more condensed color stories to be able to just help create a look. But I have used quite a few of these colors. I enjoyed it. NYX is definitely not one of my ultimate top favorite drugstore eyeshadow formulas, but they are good, specifically their shimmers. Their mattes could range, it depends on the color that you're using, but I really do enjoy their shimmers. Like, look at that one, absolutely gorgeous. And like I said, there's literally a ton of different color options, so super excited to take this one out and be inspired. What I love about these is that literally I can look at it and automatically put looks together, like these cooler tones with this one as an eye topper, or even just a softer mauve pink look, or even some greens. There's just so many different options, so really excited about this one and just like diving in on it again. Another oldie is going to be the Jaclyn Hill palette. Now I actually picked up a newer version of theirs because the original that I have is literally from when it came out, so she is busted, but this one looks so stunning. So it is a fresh new one. I don't think I've used this one just yet. Oh yeah, I have. I've used some of the browns, the transition colors on top, but this one, once again, it has all the colors that you can possibly need to create any type of look. But I also love that it has your core neutral everyday shades right on here. You have some shimmers. It's honestly such a good palette, and I remember really loving it. I do prefer to use other palettes, or I navigate towards other palettes more, but this one was really good. Okay, but like, who remembers the Dose of Color 5-pan palettes? I have here their Sassy Sienna, I have the Baked Browns, and I have the Smoky one. And these are ones also that I want to use a lot more. I never reach for them, and like I said, it's because I have a ton of other palettes and I'm such a creature of habit. I'll pick a palette that I love and then use that one forever and then forget about all the others. But I really do want to get into the habit of just like rotating to get use out of all the palettes that I have. And these are once again staple neutral colors. This is like all browns and it's all mattes, and it is just such a beautiful color story. You have your deeper to just be able to deepen in a look, your lighter for the inner corner. We have the Sassy Siennas, which was also all the rave when these came out, and this is more of a warmer color story. You have those like brick oranges and that brick red and a brown, so I think this palette would look stunning for just like a one and done. So like one color all over the lid, some mascara, and you have a look. I think that would be so much fun. And then the last one is their Smoky one, and this one is so fun. Honestly, I should probably keep this one out to create a New Year's look because these toppers look stunning. These two, honestly, I wish this color would have been maybe like an inner corner color. I feel like it would have been perfect like that. But this is a beautiful like burgundy color that once again I think will look stunning over the eye. So I definitely want to put these in my cart for rotation, and I think they'll be perfect, specifically the Sassy Sienna and the Smoky one for just like a one and done, which honestly is what I need to start doing. Sometimes I overthink palettes because they have so many different colors. You feel like you have to use all of them. Honestly, using one color a day, putting it over the lid and some mascara is such an easy way to be able to utilize them. Now the last older palette that I'll be talking about, and then we'll jump into some newer palettes, is going to be my Scott Barnes palette. So I actually did a whole dedicated video on this. I asked for this for Christmas last holiday, so I used it then, but I haven't used it. And once again, it is a big and bulky packaging, but you get so much. And listen to the sound. Like the packaging, everything is just so beautiful. Look at all the colors that you get. And just when you think that's all, no, wait, there's more. There's a whole other row underneath for your contour, your bronzer, blush, highlighter. I thought this was an amazing way to be able to discover and play around with the Scott Barnes brand. And I used it in a video, and I used it maybe 2 or 3 times after, and I really did enjoy it. So it's just a matter of like having it visible so that I can use it, because honestly, there's a color here for any and every type of look. And also, like, how cute is the sound? That's gonna be all for the older palettes. Now let's talk about some new eyeshadow palettes that I want to bring in with me into 2023 and get some use out of. First up, we have this ColourPop Matte About Hue. I was debating with this one whether or not I wanted to buy it because I tend to usually use a lot more neutral colors, but I loved, first of all, that all of these colors are matte and that they are lined up in a way that you can literally just follow and be able to use. Once again, I think this would look stunning for monochromatic, colorful looks. So if I want to do like a pink eye or a purple eye or even some blue, you literally have every shade or gradients of that color to be able to create it. So I thought it was stunning. I think this will be so much fun for springtime. So I'm super excited to be able to use it. I like ColourPop's formula, so I know that this will work really well. I picked up some new Tarte palettes, and let me tell you, Tarte did not play when it came to their holiday launches. So I mentioned these two in a previous video, and this is going to be their holiday gilded and glamour duo palette. So they come together, and I think they go for like the price of one, to around $54. And if I'm not mistaken, in store I saw that this was on sale for even half off, so definitely check it out. This is the glamour palette, and I love that they both have completely different color stories. So this one is more cool tone. We have some blues, we have some greens, and we have some purples and blacks. So that's a beautiful color story to be able to create a ton of different looks. And then the gilded palette is going to be a more warm tone palette, a bit more fiery with the browns, the reds, the pinks, and the lighter colors. So this was absolutely stunning, and I literally purchased these because in store I saw them and I swatched them, and I could not believe that this was Tarte. The other Tarte palette that I picked up, and this one I believe I got from Ulta, is their Sweet Tarte Double Shot. First of all, packaging is A1. It is this acrylic cover, and this is what the inside looks like. I know, shocker, it's a neutral palette, but it's what I love. And this one also, when I swatched it, it felt so buttery that I could not believe, like I could not comprehend that the brand I was swatching was Tarte. It feels so soft and beautiful. And it also smells, ooh, that smells good. It smells literally like the holidays. Like it smells cinnamony. It literally smells like cinnamon gingerbread, like a candle, like a cinnamon candle, which is like pretty much what you expect for the holidays. So good, I absolutely love it. This is a better view of it so you can see like how gorgeous are the little swirls. It's so beautiful. We have the inner corner color, which is a staple. We have a few other transition shades, as well as those shades like I mentioned earlier that you can literally just do a one color swipe and call it a day. And then you have that deeper matte brown to be able to deepen any look. And I love this bronzy color right on there that you can put all over the eye as a topper as well. Next up, we have the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk palette. Now this one I don't believe is a new launch, but it is new to me because I haven't really used it much, but I saw it multiple times in store and I loved kind of like the breakdown of the palette. It's super soft, but it's also like pinky and mauvey, which I actually don't really have that much in my collection. I'm not really necessarily, I would say, like a pink girl, but I do like to have some options. I opt typically more for like browns or burgundies or black or silver, things like that. So I love that this gives me a pinky option, but also gives me those neutrals to be able to create any look. So I'm really excited to like dive on in and test out these Charlotte Tilbury formulas and see if it is in fact worth the hype. A new brand that I'm so excited to be able to try out is the Laura Lee Los Angeles, and this is going to be her Whimsical Nudes. First of all, packaging. This looks so stunning. It reminds me of like the KKW Beauty layout with the neutrals and all of that, but the inside is stunning. Honestly, when I saw it the first time and I saw her talk about it and swatch it, it reminded me of the Dose of Colors Friendcation Katie x Desi collab. It kind of looks similar to this, but that one had a blue in it, but it looked so stunning. We have our staple neutrals, we have some mattes, we have some shimmers, and I love these two colors. They lean a little more like khaki and green, and I'm super excited about that because I find that greens look so beautiful on brown eyes. So I'm really excited to test this one out and also to support the Laura Lee Los Angeles makeup brand. We're approaching the last two items. The second to last is going to be the Huda Beauty Rose Quartz palette. Now this one is a more recent purchase towards the end of the year, and I've swatched it, but I haven't fully used it. I would say this one isn't an everyday palette. It is very pastel-y, it is very muted, but it has some stunning colors on there. Like I said, this one leans a bit more pink, and I tend to gravitate towards like oranges and browns and things like that, but I think it has stunning topper colors. I think that's what made me want to get it, is definitely the Huda Beauty toppers. I think they work so beautifully and they look amazing on the eye. So this is definitely one that I want to take out and make sure that I get some use out of in 2023. And the last palette, and this one might be the one honestly that I am like most excited to use, and that is the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes. Now this one, when it launched, I was not all excited about it. Like I was just like, okay, great, it's another neutral palette. But when my sister and I swatched it in store, specifically these shades right here, these shimmers, oh my God, we both literally said, immediately purchase. She said, I am getting it for you for Christmas, and I said, okay, thank you so much. And oh my goodness, I have yet to use it on the eye just yet, but she's used hers and she's brought it over for me to be able to see it and swatch it, and oh my goodness, it is so gorgeous. It gives you your staple neutral shades, which I have the Master Mattes palette, so I know it's gonna be amazing. But these colors, these right here, come off as eye toppers, which I am a huge fan of. They give you the most beautiful like wet look on the eye. Oh, I'm so obsessed. I literally cannot wait. I think this is what I'm most excited for, to like finally have and own after Christmas. So I cannot wait to be able to use this one. I know that this one will most likely be in my 2023 top 12, 15 palettes in that video. So stay tuned for it. Let's see if I end up continuing to use it for the rest of the year and love it as much as I think I will. Alrighty guys, well that concludes this video. That is the 15 eyeshadow palettes that I am taking out of my collection with the intention of using them for the new year. Some of these were oldies, forgotten gems, but I'm so excited that I was able to rediscover them and take them out for the new year. And the other half were all newer palettes that I cannot wait to get my brush in and put all over the eye. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being here. I hope you have an amazing day or night wherever you are, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.